Hello and welcome to storytelling from concept to content to copy. And today we're talking about a bonus. We're doing screenwriting. What made me decide to talk about screenwriting? Well, I have written a few different scripts that I just wanted to create and sell. I'm not really create and sell. I wanted to create a concept that was a storytelling concept that connected with people. I've been doing it since I was a child, but I was always tell it in the format of just write regular stories. I never decided to turn it into the concept of what it takes to create a actual story into a screenplay. Because visually, funny enough, whenever I used to write fiction, I would always do narration in the format of the way that you're supposed to write it for a screenplay. I didn't realize that's what I was doing, but that's how I learned to do it when I first started writing. And I learned through watching TV, musicals, so on and so forth. And as I grew through the process, I started writing screenplays for myself. I have written about 3 to 4 screenplays, and I wanted to show you conceptual wise how you can write your own screenplay. Anytime I start something, I do research for it. And even when I started this screenplay, I came up with, I'm showing you the format visually of what the screenplay tentatively is supposed to look like. As you can see, you have scenes, you have where you switch at, where the scene dissolves out, the fade in, the fade out, the change between scenes, the description. I'm not sure, but you should have a description of where you are. I'm not sure if this one does. I probably have to go back in and finalize it if I was actually going to take this to print to actually be done as a full screenplay. But this is just one of the pieces. And the thing that you will determine and you will find is I believe each page is a 60-second segment for your film script. Meaning every time you sit down, and for every page of this, all these pages, each page is its own minute within the film. So as you can see at the bottom of the screen, it says 1 of 55 pages. If this was shot, it should be no longer than a 55-minute piece of film if it's shot correctly. Now, depending on how long scenes, cuts, so on and so forth, it could actually end up being longer than that. As we add more detail, as certain things are developed out in the film script, just like I showed you in Milestone, as we develop in the board, if we plan to turn it into a film, you create your storyline. This would be the storyline for what it is that's in your film. Now, there are, let me see, I think there's actually one specifically, film and TV. Okay, for film and TV, if you're going to brainstorm for a film, this is what your plan, this is the way that you plan out. Plan out your characters, plan out your setting, plan out the way that you desire for it to come out or look in your storyline. Now, if you're going to produce it, you want to create a production plan on how it's supposed to be done. What's your ideas? What's your mood board? You want to create audios. What's your soundtrack? What's the scene supposed to look like? Where is it set at? What's the storytelling? What's the filming concept for that scene? How is it developed from here to this point to this point to this point to this point? When you're taking it from the screenplay, which is just your words, then you're coming here. And again, this is Milanote. I found this through watching videos on YouTube. I love listening to people produce music, and the music producing person had this application that he used, and I was like, let me see what that's about. And I tell you, this makes story writing so much easier. I couldn't tell you. This is your go-to if you've never written a script and you just want to write one. Never written a book and you just want to write one. This is your baby. This right here will be the thing that makes everything in your life easier. And you could actually come out looking like a professional if you use this application. Because there's so many things. If you've never written a call sheet, there's your call sheet. How to create your call sheet. What's the mood of the concept when you're creating the mood concept? I remember I saw what Beyonce did when she created the concept for her film. Well, actually, the concept, not even for the film, just for the audio for The Lion King when she created the music for the backing of it. They created boards of what they conceptually wanted to see before they even started the project for each and every track of the song, track of the story that they were telling of The Lion King, to create a new individual sound for what they created to be the Gift soundtrack that then later turned into the Black is King. But they started out, and if you go and watch the behind the scenes footage, the content that she created of with the way that they started out with mood boards. Maybe not digital mood boards, but they started out with boards just like this. When you're shooting, you have to have call sheets for your filming location. How do I know all of this? Because I actually, why do you not, when I was in New York, I put in for Made in New York. Made in New York is a filming, a filming collective that they are the ones that are sent out to work the films. Meaning, when a film is being made, these are the people that scout or send out the people that are going to work the surroundings of that film. Meaning, are you going to be the production assistant? Are you going to be the person that's driving the person around? Are you going to be the person working in the offices? Are you working the red carpets? What are you working? These are the people that work these locations. I put in for it twice. They actually never called me back. That's not here nor there. But these are the things that they did. Now, storyboard. Another format. Telling you the concept. This gives you the visual of what your camera tracking is going to be visually recording as you go through the film. This is your outdoor settings. Maybe you have a driveway, maybe you have a front entrance, maybe whatever it is that the person is walking through conceptually. And you see films and you see that the person is maybe walking up that driveway. Maybe this is the second scene where they're walking past as they're getting ready to go into the building. Maybe they're going, and they plotted out scene by scene by scene by scene by scene throughout the scripts. Your shot list. What shots are you taking? There's usually A roll and a B roll. Your A roll is all the shots that you took that were directly from your script. Your B roll are fillers, meaning, do I need some extra outside scenes? Do I need, what are the scenes that we may have cut that didn't make it into the film because it would have either made it too long or it was too exasperated? That's what these shots are. Now this, I actually have never heard of what a beat sheet is. This is new to me. What is this? Learn something new every day. Because I didn't go this far into the milestone thing, but it sets you up. It really does. This is a film palette. I didn't understand what a film palette was until I realized I'm a fashion designer. You know what your film palette is? Your coloring. I saw this guy use this in one of the videos that he used Millstone, and I loved it because all it is telling you, let's use an example of something that a lot of people will be familiar with. Scandal. What did Shonda Rhimes do that made that show pop? When they did the clothing, they set the scene around each person's outfit, but the outfit told the story of the character. If the character was angry at that moment, guess what she was wearing? Red. If the other character was in a business mode, they had on black. Maybe they were, but they lined up the color scheme in order for it to match the tone. Have you ever noticed that sometimes they'll set, that some TV shows they'll have the scene set that it'll be a certain toning in the way that the set is set up. Maybe the lighting is darker because it's a darker scene. Maybe the lighting is lighter because it's a brighter scene. The concept of what they're talking about is brighter. It's a suspense scene. What do they do in most suspense scenes? 9 times out of 10, it's a darker, drearier, in-depth, scarier conceptual idea for the way that they develop it. And all this is showing you this is what your colors are for your scene. They're just giving you a mood layout for all the colors that you're seeing in this palette for this image. That's all that is. And depending, and it's just your theme, your color theme, to set the stage for what it is that you're developing for your screenplay. So it's the way that you lay out and tell the story. I think I'm going to cut this here, and we're going to pick up the next point in the next video. This is Taj McCameron, and for storytelling from concept to content to copy, see you in the next one.